We'll get stuck in. So, yeah, good morning, Daniel. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing? All right.
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Not bad at all. Yeah, just having a chat with Daniel this morning. Daniel's one of our clients at iGen Entrepreneur. He joined the Blueprint Program January this year. He joined
I think it was January or fe early February. It was one of them. Yeah,
start of the year anyway. So, cool.
yeah.
We'll gonna dive into a few things, a little bit about Daniel, a little bit about journey, plans going forward, and just share a bit of content really, and share the love, as to say. So, Daniel, do you want to introduce yourself? Where you're based, your age, how long you've been selling on Amazon, and
Yeah,
yeah,
no
over to you.
problem. So my name's Daniel. I'm based in Wolverhampton in the West Midlands. I've been doing Amazon full time since last year, January. So I think this is my second like full time year doing this. Before this, I was in recruitment, engineering recruitment, and I just wanted to find something which could, balance that work life sort of like work life sort of thing. And Amazon was it realistically. So the first year I didn't go onto any courses. I literally just did what basically everyone probably does, which is YouTube, Google research, and it was okay. I didn't hit the goals, but I wanted to get in my first year because I didn't have the guidance. I could only go on the information which was given to me on videos. So I knew that the concept worked, and it was something I wanted to go into full time. Excuse me. So when it came to this, I think it was the start of this year. I probably had my best month so far. So I probably did short of 19,000 in sales. So I had probably my first time where the profit wise was near to 4.5 grand. I was like, wow, okay, cool, great. So I had some money to invest in some mentorships. So I invested some of that money into iGen, and the reason why I chose iGen was because at the time I was in the car. I literally just come back from the gym, and I remember watching a video with yourself, and I think it was a guy called Aaron. He did 30,000 or something, 30,000 in sales or 30,000 in profit, something on them lines. And I remember being on the fence anyway, and I was a bit like, okay, let me just realistically watch this whole video. And I watched the whole video, and I was like, where this guy is where I need to be. Because I've got a year behind me, but in my second year, that's where I want to be. So I reached out to Lloyd. I reached out to yourself. We had a conversation regarding this. I spoke to Rachel, lovely lady, and we basically got things moving realistically. And ever since the start of this year to now, it's just literally been like reading, researching, applying the different systems which are like shown in the course, and it's just been going from strength to strength to strength each month. Um, yeah, yeah. So it's going pretty well, to be quite honest.
Well, great to hear that, Daniel. Well, just kind of yeah, it's always great to hear this because we're all remote, right? We're all working from home. We do have meetups every now and again, but we generally don't really see each other. So it's great to
Yeah.
actually get some feedback like that. So thank you for that. It really does
No, no problem.
mean a lot. Yeah. So you didn't. Yeah. I'll be honest. My journey with Amazon was I started with private label, signed up to a course, um, got nowhere in like 4 or 5 months, and then basically went on YouTube and sort of worked out arbitrage from there. And
Mm.
yeah, I kind of did that for a year before I kind of took it seriously. So you're slightly different. You've been doing it for a year. You mentioned that you didn't hit the goal that you wanted to hit last year. What was the goal that you wanted to hit last year?
So the goal last year, and maybe it was me just being a bit too, setting my goals a bit too high. I always wanted to reach £100 profit every single day.
Yeah.
I was probably in the region of about 40 to 45, realistically speaking, after expenses and everything else. And it was like this was going on throughout the whole year. No matter what I tried, or no matter how much I could buy with the finance I had at the time, It was averaging out about £45 a month, and it's always been still a goal even to now. But even and now, I'm starting to hit it. I'm on 95, 100, 115 every single day. So I'm starting to move into the position I need to be, and that's strictly down to applying what's like in your course, in the iGen course.
So yeah, people talk about glass ceilings, like what, these things that you can't see, but they hold you back. So what do you think it was preventing you from hitting those £100 net profit days last year?
But the first one's probably simple as not having enough money
Yeah.
in place to, do the monthly rollovers of like purchases. Not having like a data sheet to record everything, record your purchases. Um, going back to the sort of purchases you had like a month ago, which you could probably rebuy again, and just
Mm.
doubling down on them. This sort of stuff, this sort of information I didn't have, which I was just going from jumping from one deal, trying to source the next deal, jumping for the next deal. I wasn't backtracking, so I wasn't doubling up on the success I had before. So I was literally just trying to find new success over and over and over again, and it kind of had its limitations. Well, it did because I was only making like 45 max probably profit a day. And if that deal kind of like dried up, it was like I said, on to the next thing, um, sort of thing from there.
Cool. So let's go back to sort of January, February this year then. Um, you had a really good December by the sounds of things. Was
Mm.
there anything specific that made you want coaching, mentoring, support basically? Was there, or was it just the feeling of, right, I've done it for a year, got these class ceilings, or what was the reason for sort of,
So
looking at
I've
something?
already proved to myself that the concept works through doing it through the year. I knew that you could make money online. So the Christmas was the first Christmas I'd actually made some serious money. Now that was on my own back, like just YouTube and being part of some of these Discord groups and kind of listening to the sellers who were already kind of big into the game, like 4 or 5 years into it. And when you spoke to these people, like through Messenger or whatever, they were saying, well, they've had this mentorship or they've applied this and they've applied that. And I actually sat back and thought, well, why not try and get my own sort of mentorship? Like I said, I was on the fence with iGen at the beginning until I came across a video. And in that video, it kind of ticked everything I was looking for. Um, so the mentorship I knew was the next step. Not in my first year, because I just wanted to prove to myself like Amazon was it. Because before that, I did drop shipping. Before that, I did stocks and shares, and everything lost me money. So I was kind of like I said, with Amazon at the start, I was a bit like, I don't know what I'm kind of doing, but it seems to be working. Um, so yeah, throughout the year, I kind of made a bit of money, but it wasn't enough money realistically to be like, yeah, this is good. So Christmas came, and it was at that point where I was either thinking January. I was actually applying for the police at the time. So January, it was like a two path. It was do I go down a career of what my degree is into policing, or do I double down with Amazon and just go for it? And I chose Amazon based on December.
What? That's amazing. Like
Yeah,
sliding doors type thing.
I just thought, you know what, it's now or never. Because if I don't apply it now, I'll graduate the police, and I'd only sit back in when I'm working in the police thinking, I wonder what Amazon would have been able to give me. I can always go to the police whenever because I've got the paperwork for it. So,
Yeah. I
you know
think
what I mean?
there is an age restriction with the police, I think, but yeah, I mean, worst case scenario is you can go back to the police in a couple of years' time or whatever.
Yeah,
But the thing is with Amazon and business is people I think momentum's got a real like, it's got a lot to do with it. So when you're in momentum, it's really easy to keep going. So the fact that you've got momentum with Amazon is great.
yeah.
So yeah, in terms of life then, you're doing this full time. How is life now after 6 months as compared to it was in January?
Um, I would say it's a lot more relaxed in the sense I kind of feel I know what I'm doing. Like I don't sit here. kind of like, scratching my head thinking, okay, what do I do first? I In the first year, it was kind of the stress of answering emails, looking through paperwork, and thinking, right, I need to make a plan here. What do I do? With the course, the OA course, it kind of delivered a structure, and everything was kind of like jet streamed. You know what I mean? Everything was quicker. So everything I have on a file on my desktop now is just click into it, update it, move on to the next thing, click on. And I'm not spending all day doing admin now. It's like an hour, 2 hours. Then I'm back onto what I need to do, which is sourcing other products and going through price listings and stuff like that. Whereas before the course, it was I'd spend a day, 24 hours or so, you know, emails, admin, and it was just becoming too much. You know what I mean? I was coming to the point where I need to be enjoying this, and I was at that point where I was on a borderline, like I don't know if I enjoy this anymore. Like right now, 6 months later, I can strongly say I enjoy it, and
Love
I'm
it.
back to where I need to be on the profit and um, the sales. Okay, yeah, for the last 2 months, it did dip a bit because I put more time into the course. Um, so I knew that naturally would dip anyway. But now that I'm applying more stuff from the course, the sales are going back up where it needs to be,
Yeah,
which is in the region of 14, 15, 16K a month now.
nice. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the reason why we've called it a blueprint is because it's everything that you need to do in the right order. You're not
Yeah,
doing things before you need to do them. They're, chronologically ordered, and there's a logic to it because
no,
this is what we've been through, this is what other people have been through, so we know the steps to do it. We know what's going to make an impact. And the difficult thing with, I think this is where you need to give yourself some credit as well, Daniel, is that with business, you'll do like last week or 2 weeks ago, sorry, I spent pretty much all week just going through reporting processes. And
yeah,
I was saying I bumped into a friend and we went for a walk around the park, and it's like I couldn't show you what I've done over the last week because it's all just looking through SOPs and reporting and things like that. But ultimately, that'll pay off over the next 6 months to a year because
yeah,
the processes are better. So there are things within the program that you put in place that you won't see an immediate impact. You just won't see it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
So yeah, it's to have that, you've got a good head on your shoulders, which is half the battle, Daniel. So, keep yourself
Appreciate
on the back. Yeah, it does help, to have a good mindset and a good philosophy about putting these things in place. And that's why they're in the program. So yeah, fair
it.
play there. And in terms of, it's great to hear that you're actually enjoying it. It's awesome.
I know, right? Like it's not, I know it's a job. I know it's a job, right? And job is a job. But I've always said if you don't enjoy what you do, then the passion, the love for it, it fades. The next thing you know, you're on to the next thing. You know what I mean? So the fact that I actually enjoy what I'm doing and I'm not lying in my bed scratching my head like, oh man, like maybe this ain't for me. I get up, I get straight to it, and
That's a, yeah.
once the products are here. Because I haven't got a prep center. I know a lot of people have prep centers. I'm just not at that point just yet because I'm still comfortable doing it here. So I prep it all myself, and I just, I don't know what it is. Kind of like when I got my stuff here to prep, I kind of zone away from the Amazon, so I give a bit of space to myself. I just do what I got to do, even though it's Amazon. I have some music in the background or whatever, and do that, get it sent out, and then a week or two later, it already starts selling, and then you can start, you know, hitting the goals of 80, 90, £100 days. And
Yeah.
then you start sitting back thinking, okay, fair play, it's actually working. And that's the routine I'm starting to, well, I have been getting into now. And yeah, it's enjoyable when it's successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I, I'll be honest, like, I still do prep. I've got a load of stuff to prep whenever
Yeah,
that gets done. But there's like for me, I dropped out of uni and I became a carpenter. I was a kitchen fitter for 5 years, so pretty good with my hands. I'm used to working with my hands. And the other thing with prep is that we're getting sort of physiological, but repetitive tasks actually massage your brainstem.
yeah,
So repetitive music like dance music or whatever you've got on in the background, um, and doing a repetitive task over again, it's quite relaxing because it's very easy to get into flow. It's very easy to get into that
Yeah,
bang, ba bang, ba bang. And it is
yeah,
quite relaxing. So I can understand why people still do prep because it is
mm,
enjoyable and it's nice to actually go those that palette of stuff, those boxes. I did that myself. It's great.
but I'm not gonna lie to you, Lloyd. When you start
Yeah.
getting 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 units, you're kind of like, okay, it's getting a bit much. But I've
Yeah.
got family here that are happy to like, jump in and give me a hand. When you
That's
had a couple hundred units, it's a bit like, yeah, yeah, I'm done for the day. But when you've got a couple thousand units, you're like, oh my days, man. My whole
yeah.
weekend's on this now.
Yeah.
So it's
Love
getting
it.
to that point. It's a positive movement.
It's good problems to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Problems to have. Cool. Um yeah, so where are we now? We're end of June. Well, it's nearly halfway through the year. So how's the first 6 months been and what's the outlook? What's the plan for the next six?
First 6 months, like I said a bit earlier, it was put time into the course, which bought time away from doing Amazon, which brought some of the total of the sales down. Naturally happens because you're taking some of your time away from the sourcing and stuff. However, I still maintained a decent margin and stuff like that. So I was actually happy, still paying the bills and everything like that. First 6 months was again deploying myself, learning, researching, applying the different strategies and working it basically. Now we're coming into Q3 and Q4. Um, it doubled down. It goes into craziness now. Um, so I've kind of sorted out like not finance in the sense of a loan, but I've got a lot more money to play with.
Yeah.
Now it literally just get ready for we'll use Q3 to get ready for Q4 basically because I know Q4 is mad.
Yeah.
Um, and that's more or less the plan. So you've got the Cyber Monday, the Black Fridays, optimize those sort of days or week or whatever it is, and kind of just double down for the Christmas period, and hopefully grow again because, like I said, I had 18 or 19,000 in sales last year. So my goal for this year for Christmas is 25K, hopefully, or if it can go
You'll
higher
hit
than that.
that. You'll
Hopefully,
smash that, mate.
yeah,
You
hopefully
will
we'll see
smash
how
it.
it goes.
Yeah, you'll
But
smash it.
again, I've still got parts of the course to apply, parts of the course still to learn. So it's just the same as the first couple of months, really. Just keep learning, keep applying, and any questions, drop you guys a message. Keep attending on the Wednesdays, um, and just keep learning. Basically, I know that you've released a wholesale program as well. And I
Yeah.
was speaking to Laura about finalizing the payments for this one, and I want to jump straight onto that as well, because like I said, I've got nothing but goodness to say about the course. So if I know OA is proven, surely I know that wholesale with you guys as well will be proven.
So you're
Um,
yeah, so you're just in the OA program with us.
yeah, yeah, just the one,
Yeah.
just the OA. But
Yeah.
there are plans. Again, probably start of next year. Because I just want to get this one, under my belt, and then jump into the OA program. So I'm with you guys again, hopefully for another year,
Yeah.
after that as well.
Well, it's one of these things. It's like people say online arbitrage is dead, but it's like
It really isn't.
if you're it's a
No,
bit like I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but really if people go I think people go far too quickly into wholesale because there's still a lot of low-hanging fruit when it comes to
yeah,
OA. And with OA, you can do cashback, you can leverage credit cards, which you can't do
exactly.
for wholesale. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, I mean, it's great to hear that, and it's great to hear, you're doing well just through the business model that, starts most people off.
mm.
Um, how have you found the calls with Eamon and Eamon as a coach? Because, full clarity, I don't do any coaching. I sort of
Mm.
manage Eamon in a way and manage everything else. So,
Yeah.
or do my best anyway. Yeah, so how do you find Eamon?
Eamon's great. Like literally any question, and he just give you, the direct answer for it. He's a funny guy, he's banter. But like I said, business is business, and he will be direct with you and just tell you directly what you need to do. If there's a problem, how to do it. It's not kind of like, yeah, I'll be reviewing like a week or so. The Wednesdays, I try my best to attend because they are, detailed, they are full of information. So I find it important to come to them because you never know. Even though you might think you know it, when you come to the Wednesdays, you are shown a different version of knowing that information at the least. So yeah, it's important to always attend the Wednesdays because you never know. It might be an important piece that you might be looking for.
What I find with group coaching like that is if someone asks a question that I wouldn't have even considered, I
Yeah,
kind of start asking myself, well, why aren't I asking that question? Why aren't
yeah,
we thinking about that?
yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's the group coaching side of things. It's good to surround yourself with people who are doing things that you aren't doing yet, or vice versa, things that you can
yeah,
lead
yeah.
there, and so on and so forth. So um, yeah, great
See,
stuff.
another thing as well with the Wednesday stuff is I'm just in the motion, like back end now of becoming back registered. It's all being sent off and stuff like that. And a
Cool.
lot of people in the call are either that registered or in the same position as me. So it's interesting to be around the same circle or a circle you're about to jump into. You know what I mean? So you kind of get a feel of
Yeah.
what you're going into or what you're already part of. You know what I mean? So that's why I find it quite important to join because it's the same sort of people. It's not people starting 2 days ago, 3 days ago, or it can be, but they've got information you can share, they share, and you've got information you share, and it's kind of like you all help each other. And then Eamon, he directs and says, "Yeah, this is right. No, that's crap. No, you know what I mean." And I just think like the community on the Wednesday calls, it's what you kind of look for. It's questions like you said you might not have even thought about, and you think that you sit there thinking that's actually really good. And I always sit there with a pad anyway, and I just jot information down so I can refer back to it a bit later on and stuff. Or if someone's asked a question, again, refer back to it and see what I can do, that sort of stuff. So yeah, I try my best to come to these Wednesdays.
Love it.
And Eamon's just a great guy anyway.
Yeah, he's a decent fella. He's a good lad.
Yes, there.
Yeah, he's dynamite. He really is. That's great. All right, cool. Kind of the last sort of question is, I mean, there'll be sort of two types of people watching this. Either
Mm.
people within the program or people sort of looking at considering joining. What would your advice be to people in the program, and what would your advice be to people sort of considering?
The people, well, the stuff I would say to the people considering coming onto the course would be I wouldn't be scared to do it. What have you got to lose, sort of thing. If you're thinking about money, you do your monthly sort of subscriptions, which really is helpful. And if you jump onto it, I can guarantee you're going to get the information that you seek. Literally, you will have the building blocks in place to progress to what you need. If you're looking for £10,000, £10,000 in sales a month, it's there. If you're looking for further, it's there. Just come off the fence like I did and just take the opportunity. And the people already in the group, they probably already know. I don't realistically have to say much because they should be in the same position I am. Whereas they're applying what's in the course and seeing results. And then if you're not, then clearly come and speak to yourselves or come on the Wednesday calls and just, if you've got a problem, just say it. We're all here to help. But like I said, I've got nothing bad to say about the course. I just think I
That's great.
wish I wish I did it earlier. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them situations. But
Yeah,
yeah, just good stuff to say realistically.
great stuff. Yeah, appreciate that.
Mm.
It does mean a lot for someone to come out and say that, and yeah, because we put a lot of work into the program, and there's a lot of work being put in recently. We're
Yeah,
going to be adding quite a bit, which will be sort of drip fed to people in the program. So, and we're going to be changing the platform and how it's delivered pretty soon as well. I've just got a few things going on at the moment. Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
once
understandable.
once that's once that happens, yeah, we'll be full steam ahead. So exciting
That's
times. Love it.
that's fair enough. Yeah.
No, it's great to get you on, Daniel, and
No, it's a pleasure to be here. Honest.
love it. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks for having a chat, and yeah, best of luck in the second half of the year. Excited for you. and you'll
Yeah,
like
same. You know,
you
I'm
you'll
looking forward to.
you'll smash that 25K
I hope
December.
so.
You'll
I hope
absolutely,
so. Yeah,
absolutely smash it. So yeah,
I
love it.
appreciate it.
All right, mate. Speak soon, and yeah, thanks again.
All right, cheers, buddy. Thank you.
See ya.